180-second ad break starting. Thank you for sticking around and supporting the channel.
The tits are up. Don't look. Revert your eyes, gooners. Is it still?
Culture.
Okay. Sorry about that. The internet decided to take a nap. And we're back. We're going to finish this up. We were talking about the censorship with Visa and MasterCard. So we're going to get right back into it.
Into today's topic. So, about a week ago, we talked about this group called Collective Shout. In their description, they say a grassroots campaign movement against the objectification of women and sexualization of girls in media, advertising, and popular culture. This is a very small group of feminists based out of Australia who, after many years of tiny victories, all of a sudden claims responsibility for thousands of games being banned across multiple platforms. And as you can see, their account is private because they're losing the plot. They're losing the...
I hear some horror games got wiped because of them. Not just horror games. Tens of thousands of games were wiped because of this organization. And it's gross. Stop it. Quit. My games and your triggers, there's nothing that they don't go together. Your triggers are your triggers. You don't like a horror game? Don't fucking watch it. Don't play it. Don't look at it. Turn your head the other way. What the hell's wrong with people?
The war on social media, the free speech campaign where people are criticizing them, they're getting hammered, whether it's directly through this account or their employees.
Yeah, get hammered,
they're getting
nerds.
smashed because they are nothing but people trying to push their agenda. They are masquerading as some sort of effort to save young girls from exploitation, but in reality, their efforts don't line up with what they're doing. In fact, they put way more importance on video games than they do protecting actual children. This is a giant farce.
Person's triggers are their own responsibility. Expecting others to cater to their individual needs is entitlement on steroids. And then those steroids are taking horse steroids. And then those horse steroids are taking beaver tranquilizers on top of more horse steroids. Go to therapy, do the work, and be an adult. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of people making like, oh, I have to tiptoe on eggshells because your triggers are this. No, sorry. Boundaries and triggers are different. Boundaries and triggers are two completely different fucking things. Stop it. Stop it. Collective shout, you suck.
This is their attempt at controlling the narrative and getting games banned across the way, including
Hero Tits Woo is crazy.
horror games, as we will see in just a moment. Basically, Collective Shout is a useful idiot. Basically, they open the door.
What's a useful idiot? Even if you can't go to therapy for whatever reason, stop acting like other people are responsible for your triggers. There's no way for strangers to know what those even are. You're right. If I met one of these people from Collective Shout and they said, you're triggering me, and I said, all I'm doing is fucking breathing, and then they were like, you should probably not breathe so heavy in my general direction, I would be like, I will fart in your general direction. You don't see soldiers with PTSD pull this bullshit? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They don't pull this bullshit. They don't pull this bullshit at all.
They somehow found the golden way of approaching these bans, and that is putting pressure on payment processors. And now the floodgates have opened, and everyone's jumping in the door they just opened, and now, well, games are getting banned by the thousands, and things are looking really bad. Like I said, they got small victories over the years. I mean, this was something they celebrated for a very long time, getting Target and Kmart to remove GTA 5 from their stores in Australia. Now, all these efforts were laughed at because the main account, as well as several of the employees of Collective Shout, have openly and viciously defended the Netflix film Cuties, which has sexually exploited hundreds of real children in its filming. In fact, you can see from the main account saying it's a powerful protest against the sexualization of girls. And how did Cuties achieve that goal? By sexually exploiting real children.
Gross.
It's literally a movie
Disgusting.
about 11 to 12-year-old kids doing a twerk off while wearing skimpy clothing. It's disgusting. It's
disgusting.
Exploitative material, and they defend that, but they want to ban games like GTA and even horror games, as we will see today.
Can we ban them? Can we do that? Are we allowed to do that? Since like all these people are just like allowed to ban stuff, can we just ban people from existing with the rest of society? Can we do that? I don't think you want to know how banning humans work. It's very simple. We did it once before and then they became a country, right? So we just find a remote island very far away, right? And then we take all the people there that are being stupid idiots and we drop them off. And we say good luck. Maybe the island with all those poisonous snakes that you're like not allowed to go to. Maybe we use that one. Can we use that one?
So,
in Minecraft.
Like I said, for years they were largely ignored, but they came up with a new strategy, and that is to put...
That meme is so funny, by the way. Hey, can I buy your product? Sure. She's not interested. Visa, MasterCard.
Pressure on Visa and MasterCard. In case you don't know,
meme is
payment
hilarious.
processors like them...
I'm sorry. It's that's so funny. I can't help it.
If you lose Visa and MasterCard, if they remove their services from your platform, you're going broke. You've lost basically your entire monetization.
Bro, the worst part is like this country / world has become fucking so obsessed with being cashless, a cashless society, and now Visa and MasterCard want to pull this dumb shit. No, stop it. Stop it. Get some help. I will call Michael Jordan my fucking self and we'll sit you down and I will get my spray bottle out and I will just start squirting you in the face until you realize that this shit's gotta stop. The shit's gotta stop.
And just like that. And people like myself, I hate to be like the person who said I told you so, but this happened in Japan about 2 years ago. That's when it started, when we saw this pattern and no one cared. A lot of people were basically saying, oh, well, who cares? The stupid hentai games have now been removed from stores and catalogs and what have you. And now it's expanding way beyond just that. And the people who are cheering on that censorship are going, whoa, wait a second. This isn't good. Because right now, this strategy has been extremely effective for Collective Shout. A very small group that should have no influence whatsoever has somehow gotten thousands of games banned in a...
Are they going to start getting animes banned? Too? Are they going to start getting TV shows banned? I mean, they fucking praised cuties. So I already despise their guts. Everything about them is disgusting.
Very short.
I want to make a tweet and at them and be like, hey, Collective Shout, stop it. There's an island I want you to visit that has a very big amount of snakes that are poisonous, and I want you to wrestle them and then let me know who wins.
Short period.
I don't think I'll get a response.
Time using this new strategy
about the winning, that is.
And it's completely ridiculous. And even Steam is feeling the pressure where they've made a new rule stating this: content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processors and related card networks and banks or internet network providers, in particular, certain kinds of adult-only content. And that is very vague and very open. And guess what? It's backfiring and it's being applied to way more than what people initially thought. I mean, who saw that coming? Yeah, all the people who were cheering on all these previous bans of especially Japanese games are now going, oh, wait a second. You're banning my my ethical, totally normal games that also contain mature content. And now they're trying to complain about it, but it might be just a little too late. But anyways, another target of Collective Shout and these pro-censorship groups is itch.io, an open indie game marketplace, and they're feeling the heat quite significantly. In fact, the campaign against them is so ridiculous. Even PC Gamer, who's usually the kind of slop place you see saying the worst takes ever about gaming, even they recognize how ridiculous this
PC
is
Gamer
and
does
how
get
this is not going
takes.
to accomplish anything to
At least here you get Heroes hot takes.
protect women.
Yummy.
Like Collective Shout claims it will, and that basically this is going to result in a new sort of sidestep
Which is now looking for alternative payment processors, by the way. Don't get ahead of my news articles. Don't you dare get ahead of my news articles. One at a time, young lady. One at a time.
stepping of these platforms and rules into other places.
We got at least 45 minutes of getting through this video because I have to talk through it because of fair use laws, and then you just read my tabs.
Where they can
You're grounded, Missy.
still just keep on selling their
Grounded.
games. But like I said, it's not just the gooner bait games, as people will say. We now have horror games getting caught in the mix. This post saying Vile Exhumed is banned.
She's a witch. Get her, chat. Get her. Let's send whatever the fuck this stupid organization is. What was it again? Collective Shout. Collective Shout's gonna get you.
Conclusion of everything we've been talking about. This is how it's going to work. It's going to keep extending.
Vampire. Get her, Jack. Get her. Silver bullet. Wait, what is it? Silver. It's not silver bullets. Get her with steaks and eggs.
Extending and extending. And now some people are like, whoa, what's going on here? Well, people have been calling this out for years, and it got largely ignored. Now, of course, we have to talk about
Sam, welcome back.
mouthwashing. On this post, it's reported as removed. I don't blame this person because there was a lot of misinformation going on yesterday. In fact, I'm glad I didn't talk about this yesterday and went with something else because there was a very confusing picture being made. So Mouthwashing is an indie game that was enormously successful, and it's one that...
It was also a very weird game. I did see a lot of people play the hell out of this game, though. Excuse me. A lot of people played the absolute shit out of this game.
An interesting set of controversies involving one of the people who worked on this game, as we will see in just a second. But this is the person right here, Martin, who said that yesterday, Mouthwashing got yoinked from itch search results, basically saying it's been shadow banned, right? And he down here says, not surprised, was kind of waiting for it to happen. And then someone asks, wait, why? And this is very important. He says payment processors like MasterCard/Visa have been pushed by an activist group, Collective Shout, to deplatform not safe for work content on many major platforms, including itch. Collective Shout has tried to go after Steam, but
Mouthwashing was a wild game. Yeah, it was. Make sure the stakes aren't cross-shaped. Gotta remember, in my lore, I'm immune to Christian symbols. Damn it, foiled again.
were unsuccessful, so they started targeting payment processors.
We'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Instead, this paints a very clear picture that the payment processors were responsible for getting this removed. Collective Shout through the payment processors. And things will get complicated. Number one, because people like Hypnotic.
Is anyone else just getting more pissed off the more they watch the news? Like I'm even like putting on the news and I'm trying to be as like lighthearted and funny about this, but this is just like I'm probably not going to go to sleep right after this.
Or
are you immune to Bonk's rain? Yeah, get the Donkey Kong hammer out.
or Grums reporting on this are seeing their posts about it getting restricted, which has to do with the new UK age verification law that's gone into effect. That's a topic for another day. It's very complicated, having very widespread and unintended results. I think these results are very intended, but we'll talk about that another time.
I mean, a group of Karens did just drop a thermonuke on the game industry because they like questionable movies but find gamers as the real threat. Yeah, I'm a real threat because I like Phasmophobia and other games like that. Next, they're going to come for Minecraft because they're going to say it has zombies in it and skeletons. Ooh.
But just something to point out.
Ooh.
Now, going back to Martin here, he's someone who worked on the audio and music of Mouthwash.
I hate this censorship crap, especially since it really has nothing to do with what they are claiming it's for. You guys seen the Fujoshis I don't think I said that right. Inflating over this. Oh my god, I thought I was watching a VOD. Yes, you were watching a VOD.
And he originally...
Is that an I or an L? Am I stupid? I must be getting tired. The I by the F looks like an L. Inflating, dang. Infighting? No, I don't.
Left a bad taste in the mouth, no pun intended. In
about 30 seconds, I'm about to be infighting these collective, whatever the fucking idiot is. I'll take them all on. They were inflating each other? Wild. Yeah, they did. They were inflating cuties being a win for women, which is fucking disgusting.
Many people who were playing this game or were interested in playing this game, because when Asmongold made a video not only defending an artist being harassed for making artwork of a character that people thought was problematic,
oh my gosh,
he also went out and played the game and really enjoyed it and promoted it to his audience. And this is how Martin, as a member of the team that made the game, responded, saying, "The anti-woke crowd has found the game, and I feel sick to my effing stomach. Being on Twitter is going to be unbelievably painful from now on, that I don't know if I can be active on here. I don't have the energy for this." Well, unfortunately, things got more complicated yesterday when itch.io on Blue Sky is...
Boys Love fans are fighting among each other over censorship because the feminist ones agree with the censorship without realizing that their precious yaoi is included in the censorship. Yeah, get fucking wrecked, nerds. Also, leave my Dick Fight Island manga alone. That was a good one.
As well as on Twitter, made it...
I wish I knew where that one went.
Very clear.
If anyone wants to buy me a gift, it's a really... or read it before it gets taken away from us. It's really good and really funny.
That mouthwashing has not been indexed since October of 2024, since it doesn't meet their indexing criteria. And they're using a download button as a link to Steam. The developer took down any playable files from this page in 2024. So it has been basically a year since this game...
Probably on with your other manga, isn't it? Except for my dad's the queen of VTubers. All of them are on the dresser. No, it's not. I don't know where it is. It's literally gone. Where can I find this informative manga? I bought mine at Borders. Are you guys ready for a funny story before we continue? So I bought both volumes of this at Borders bookstore in the US of A. And I was asking a Borders employee, where can I find this genre of manga? And they go, "Do you know what that's about?" And I said, "Yeah, I've kissed a boy before. I liked it. More of this, please." And they were so confused about everything about that. They didn't understand anything that I said, and I was just like, I understand. It's men on men. More of this, please. Where point me in direction? And the lady was just like, "I think it's over there." And she was wrong, by the way. And I didn't find any more at Borders. That was my last trip to Borders. I bought the rest of my brought the rest of my Yuri on Amazon.
Was down on itch.io. So way before any of this stuff.
She just definitely wanted you to leave her alone. She's the one that initiated the whole, "Are you sure? Do you want to buy this weird men touching men manga?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do want to buy this. You're the one that fucking made it weird, not me, lady. Okay? I didn't do anything." I didn't do nothing. All I did was go, oh, Dick Fight Island sounds funny. Ha ha ha. That doesn't mean she didn't regret bringing it up. Again, their triggers are not my fucking responsibility, and it shouldn't get in the way of work either. I'm standing 20 toes down on that. The employees were hoarding all the chapters. I really think there's only 2 volumes of that. I'll be honest. I think there is. I didn't see any more when I looked it up, or when I finished reading it and I looked at the back of the book.
Stuff involving Collective Shout. And of course, Martin would come on later and try to correct them.
Can I just say that Collective Shouts, like literally just every time I hear their name, I'm getting more and more upset about them existing. and just as a whole.
The record saying that the delisting narrative he was sharing turned out to be false. Good on him for correcting the record, but a lot of people were rallying behind him because despite his previous comments about Asmongold and other people who are anti-woke, people said, hey, you know what? We might not like those comments, but what's happening with Collective Shout and mouthwashing, that's not cool.
Isn't CS just Sweet Baby Ink, just new paint, same turd? Alzer, I don't know. Well, also welcome in, my friend. I don't know. I know didn't Sweet Baby Ink finally like stop existing? Isn't that recent? Sweet Baby was Canadian, if I remember correctly. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew they were doing something weird up there with Tim Hortons and shit. Think they just changed names? No, please, God, no. Why? Oh, did they change names and move to Australia?
Cool. Okay, even though you disagree with some of the things he said, his game should still be allowed to exist without being taken down. And now the record's been corrected, and that's not what happened. And now it's just confusing because there's only really 2 results. Either people like Martin were just...
I got bought by a Brazilian one. Timmy Hose is still as Canadian as maple syrup, eh? I'm gonna go down there and give me a maple log later. Anybody else want anything, eh? We're gonna go drive by the moose. Maybe see ourselves a mountie, eh? Mount me maybe after a few drinks, huh?
not paying attention at all and somehow didn't
I don't like the name Sweet Baby Inc. Sounds weird. They were weird. They literally were like trying to be the most woke company, and it blew up in their face.
This game wasn't even there.
May find Canadians disagree. I think Canadians do want to hold on to their things. They are really proud of like creating the Geneva Convention as well. Holy shit, are you Canadian? No, I'm not Canadian. I watch a lot of shows with Canadian like cartoon characters, and that's like my best impression I can do of Canadians. It's probably the worst ever and most stereotypical bullshit in the world, but you know, it's all I got in my repertoire.
Or they were trying to frame this in a way that made them look like a victim of Collective Shout and their agenda. Either way, it's not a great look, but at the end of the day, let's make this very clear. Just because mouthwashing was not a victim of this campaign, there were other horror games that are, whether they're getting delisted on itch.io or banned on Steam. It's happening. So just because mouthwashing is not a part of that does not erase what's happening right before our eyes.
Fucking spot on.
And Collective Shout
the practice paid off.
Is very, very proud of what they're doing. In fact, they made a Steam campaign timeline where they say this: in response to false claims and misinformation about our campaign, we're setting the record straight. Some have asked why we involved payment processors, and others have claimed we are responsible for itch.io removing all not safe for work content. We raised our objection to R-word and incest games on Steam for months, and they ignored us for months. Good, as they should. We approached...
I love you, Rev. Oh, that was funny. They ignored us for months. Good. As they should. Fucking just right to
payment processors because Steam did not respond
to
us. Funny. We called on itch.io to remove R-word and incest games that We argued normalize violence and abuse of women. Itch.io made the decision to remove all not safe for work content. Our objections were to content that involved sexualized violence and torture of women.
Gross.
So here they are once again making claims with no evidence about how this is leading.
They like cuties. Please keep that in the back of your head. Please keep that in the back of your head while you're reading this statement from them. This is their statement. Right here. This lovely, well-written thing. This right here. Right here. This one. They want all those games to be gone. I mean, no incest games means no Andy and Lele, and no Andy and Lele means no hearing Pippa voice acting for the game when the next chapter comes out. The way she does the demon voice is so peak. Pippa does voice acting for Andy and Lele. I'm being told from a very reliable source that she does.
To people being harmed in real life and all these things, but it appears very clear that they're proud of what they're doing. They're claiming this as a victory and that this campaign where they're going after payment processors has been working, and also they were able to bully itch.io into removing all of their not safe for work content, which is cascading into places where you don't really expect, including horror games. And Steam was something they wanted to bully. They couldn't, so like a hall monitor, they went to the payment processors and went through them instead, and unfortunately it works. Now there's something else very interesting going on with Collective Shout. As Bounding into Comics reports here, Collective Shout's staff are now stockpiling personal and family data on creators Smash JT and Madam Savvy and more. We need more evidence of these mafia-like tactics. Please keep an eye out for attempts from Collective Shout to dox their opposition. Fear is the only tactic they can trust. And that is something
that's good.
They have been doing. Through this individual, this L.S. Kennedy, who is an ethics...
So basically they threw a child tantrum because they were ignored, so they went after something else to get their way. Yes. Yes. Her VA for that game is my absolute favorite. She's also actually good at the puzzles, so I don't have to sit annoyed and that the person I'm watching hasn't figured it out yet. Well, it sounds like if you call this collective whatever, they'll throw a child tantrum big enough that the puzzles will get solved themselves. That's what I'm getting from these people. They're literally using fear tactics. I just want to point out that I fucking hate them.
Compliance, supply chain, corp governance, and behavior.
Do they have a Twitter account or a Twitch account? Do they have like a group Twitch account? Can we fucking ban them from this channel?
Blah, 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 blah. They work for Collective Shout as a campaigner. Now, they have been crashing out nonstop on Twitter. I swear almost every single thing this person says gets ratioed into the shadow realm and also gets hit with a community note dispelling the lies they're sharing. And they make this long claim attacking Savvy in particular, basically saying she's lying, she's doing all this stuff wrong. And as you can see by the notes, the screenshots in question all bore connection to Savvy's arguments and were not at all dishonest or false whatsoever. No bullying was involved, only the spreading of public information. So yes, Savvy's been doing a lot of work exposing what's going on with Collective Shout. They don't like that, so they call her a liar, and here's all the proof. If you want to go through it yourself, do as you please, but it's very obvious she's raising valid concerns and valid points based on public posts, and this person's trying to deny it. And look at it. 36 likes versus 200 plus quotes dunking on them. And then down here, they say, as for our
These puzzles are too hard. We heard you loud and clear. We will remove the game so nobody will ever have to do puzzles again. Finally! Fuck, someone's listening to me.
Records, citing
Gosh, I pooped my pants and kicked my legs, and now I got poop in my pants, and I just want to go read my girls kissing girls manga. Oh wait, I can't because it's not safe for work.
advocate for the
Good thing I work from home. Guess what? This is my house.
pro game illegal content gaming crowd, Madam Savvy and Smash JT, rubbished our winning campaign.
Also, good save, Rev, because if you would have read that out loud, this video would have gotten absolutely demonetized.
And calling Brumby's Bakery to ditch a sexist slogan, workplace uniform tees, which put young female employees at the risk of sexual harassment. Yeah, they targeted a local bakery that had a shirt that said "the best buns in town," of course, referring to bread.
Are you
a little
fucking kidding
joke,
me?
And they relentlessly went after them and were successful in basically bullying the small company into changing their ways. But down here,
I have the best buns in town. Are they gonna bully me until I don't have the best buns in town? I fucking LS Kennedy, I don't like you. You are the epitome of what's wrong with this world. Like, you are the biggest example of why I don't like to interact with people sometimes.
do Madam Savvy and Married and Father Smash JT think it's okay for employers to facilitate and invite the sexual harassment of girls in the workplace?
I like how they added that was illegal, by the way, because, you know, like, we don't fucking know that.
Sounds like a bit of a threat, doesn't it? Why are you also including this? What are you trying to imply?
Yeah, what does that mean?
They're definitely making a very vague threat towards these individuals, and that's not surprising. That's how these people operate. They operate on fear. They want to make you feel unsafe.
I literally hate cancel culture so much that if anyone tried to cancel me, I would just ignore them into the shadow realm and not give them anything. You would get no reaction from me. You know what I do when I get hate on my YouTube shorts and stuff? I literally heart the comment. Thank you for your constructive criticism that I absolutely didn't ask for. Good job, heart. Nerd.
Safe, and that's what they do. It's disgusting. And of course, they're mad at people like Savvy because they've been sharing information like this, that you can submit complaints about these companies to them. And that's something they're legally required to have available for people. And guess what?
Correct.
It's working. Because
Yes.
Visa and MasterCard are getting overwhelmed by the amount of emails and phone calls being made to them. And if you want to
And also tons of people are telling you to call them and express your concerns.
do these routes, all I ask is that you be respectful. You have a plan, right? You actually have something to say, a valid point or criticism or set of questions, and you do it in the most professional manner you can, because, you know, just calling up and saying a bunch of nonsense isn't going to help.
Yeah, calling and screaming at them isn't going to be what's helpful. You actually have to have a plan and ask proper questions and get yourself on the right side of things. It's actually how you should respond to them. Ignore them and they will pop a blood vessel from how badly they want to respond. So yeah, that's what I do. The only people I reply to are like the funny comments on TikTok. Like on my TikTok videos, I only reply to the funny ones or friends. But if you're just giving me bad takes, like someone told me, like, why are you playing this game? No one plays this game anymore on like a Phasmo short. Like, no one on YouTube plays this game anymore. Bro, I don't care. You didn't even spell sense wrong. You spelled sense as like sense of smell instead of sense. So why would I care about your comment? You can't even English properly. Why would I give you any sort of response?
Anything. But if you make a solid inquiry on what's going on here, I think you can do some really good things and help push back, because as they bullied these companies and these platforms into doing their will, the same thing can be done to remedy it. As
I'm waiting for someone to just start a lawsuit, because Visa and MasterCard, they are like the two biggest card companies that work with banks all over the nation. I'm waiting for someone to be like, I can't spend my money the way I want to because you're imposing these rules which go against my First Amendment right, freedom of speech. And now I have to just bow down. That's not how this works. This is tyranny. And then someone just sues the ever living pants off of them, changes the name. And then boom, we have a new card company. And we can use it for whatever the hell we want to. People have no idea they can just keep scrolling without stating a stupid comment about their opinion. Yeah, I at this point it's the internet. People are just gonna say all the stupid shit they want to, and I genuinely just don't care.
As well.
Like if you're a part of this community and you like actually watch my content and you're like a person that I give a fuck about, yeah, I'll reply. But if you're just some rando that I don't even know and I don't even know your username or whatever, I have much better things to do. I could literally talk to my cat, and that's more important than replying to their comment. My cat needs to know that I think they're a little chubby furball rather than this person getting my energy.
If you complain enough, something should happen. It's not a guarantee, but it's better than nothing, right? So it's going to be a long road. There's a lot going on. Like I said, it feels like we're in a new era of censorship, and there's so much more to talk about, and I will in the coming days.
Christmas is going to be fucking weird this year.
But this already was dragging on for almost 20 minutes, so we're going to end it here. So as always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Bye, Rev. All right, since we had spoilers earlier, Itch has said that they're seeking new payment processors who are comfortable with adult material. I'm constantly surprised by how many people who are into adult games. What? Why they even care in the first place? It's stupid business. Credit card is credit card. Why are they trying to censor how we use our money? Amen. I will jump and use any payment processor alternatives. Tired of Visa and MasterCard ruining my hobbies. Wait, what other hobbies did they ruin? Did they ruin other hobbies now? Do they have more? Do they have more hobbies that they ruined for people? Like paying bills and laundry, that kind of adult material? Actually, based as comment right there. So that means I can't pay my bills or do my laundry anymore, right? Because that's adult material. That's technically not safe for work. I'm not allowed to talk about my bills and laundry at work. Those are my delicates, and I hand wash those. If I want to spend my money, let me spend my money. Amen. Amen to that. Can't wait for someone to build a whole bank just for this. Actually, could you imagine NSFW banking? I'm scared for my waifu gacha games to be real. I feel like 80% of the games I play are going to get nuked to hell by censorship. No. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. You like Nikkei too. Oh no, that could get nuked. Uh-oh. Most of them are PC also. Visa, MasterCard fucking hate Japan because they refuse to bend the knee. Only bank the NSFW banking app. Only cash. The only place where you can spend your cash the way you want to. All right, now we got to talk about this because this makes me laugh so hard. This situation makes me laugh so hard. We got another decoy voice video. This shit is funny. Funny.